A lot of us haven't seen the full picture in this story about Jesus. There's this famous story about Jesus where this woman pours this jar of ointment on Jesus's feet. And this is some expensive stuff. This isn't that Calvin Klein, Fruit of the Loom stuff. This is that Giorgio Armani, that Christian Dior. I don't even know if these are actual perfume brands, but I'm gonna pretend like they are and that they are expensive. But all of this perfume this woman spends at Jesus's feet. And some of the disciples at this point are like, man, shouldn't we have like sold that thing and, use that money to help the poor, do something good with it? And Jesus is like, no. You will always have the poor, but you won't always have me. And that's the lesson here, to value Jesus above all things. And a lot of people stop at the end of that point, because in most Bibles, that is one section and then it moves on to another section that has another title and it's another story. The thing is, in Matthew, it's not another story, it's a continuation, because the very next verse after this story starts with the word then. And so this next story follows this story. And what happens in this next story? Well, it's about Judas. Judas finally goes and he sells out Jesus. And so there's this contrast here with this woman who valued Jesus so deeply and Judas who didn't value him at all. In fact, the Bible is so beautiful here because apparently Judas is paid 30 pieces of silver. In ancient Israel, that's the price people had to pay to redeem a slave. And so there's almost this metaphor going on here where Judas views Jesus just as a slave. Jesus is not something valuable or treasured beyond all things, but he is just something that Judas wants to use to make his own ends and own desires met. And so the question for us, if we read both of these stories and combine them, is how do you value Jesus? Is he infinitely valuable beyond all things? Or is he just something you've twisted and fit into your desires so that he can help you get what you want, but the moment he stops doing that, he is no longer valuable?